That's out. Yes, it's all over this time. Lost his nerve in the end, did Michael Holding. Tried to swing that straight ball to leg. It's another wicket for Almanath. Now delighted he looks. 140 all out West Indies with their victory. India race into the pavilion with the Prudential Cup theirs.
Wow, does anyone remember this? That voice, that crowd, that love, that atmosphere. Well, this is a story of those 11 magicians who changed Indian cricket forever with their bat and ball and gave her reasons to smile to the whole of India. That night of 25th June 1983, Indian team, our team India, was leaving for England to play World Cup in 1983 with its young debonair captain Kapil Dev, a captain who dreamt of holding the World Cup trophy in the Lord's balcony, a captain who led the team from the front, captain who created a generation of Indian cricketers, a captain who had only one statement after every match in that World Cup: we are here to win. And he won. It was a crazy story. I'm Amin Verma, and today I will take you to England. I'm serious. I want you all to come with me and imagine the 93 World Cup. Today I will give you all the facts and insights match by match and how one thing led to another. Just keep yourself glued to yard battles. You know why I named this episode 66 is to 1? Well, that was odds. Despite playing our best cricket and winning 5 out of 8 games, Indian player played an innings of 175 runs, did magic with the ball, but still, nobody gave India a chance. And that betting agency gave odds of 66 is to 1. Why did they do this? Were they just going with the past numbers? Or they don't know what was going to happen next? Before we move into the 1983 Cricket World Cup facts and pieces and every sort of things, I have one very interesting thing to share which happened just before the World Cup. 10 weeks before, India beat West Indies in Berbice, Guyana, and a lot of cricket experts believe that was a turning point as far as Indian Nordic cricket is concerned. Because at that point of a time, West Indies used to lose 2 3 games. That's it in a year. And going there and beating them, that was a turning point.
We were just a bunch of young boys who just want to have fun. And having fun, we said that, it just turned out to be, every game becoming more serious, and winning was more fun in the evening. And that's what we are looking, how we can enjoy more.
Guys, that was a dreamy start for India. Yeah, we won our opening match against the West Indies at Old Trafford by 34 runs. Dude, India won against them. It was the first time the West Indies winners in 1975 and 79 had been beaten in any Prudential Cup match. That was crazy. Then we overcame Zimbabwe at Leicestershire, but again, then the downfall came. So India versus Australia. Trevor Chappell, Greg Chappell, Ian Chappell, and his younger brother Trevor Chappell made 100 runs, and Australia posted a daunting target of 321 runs for India to chase. But India crumbled down under the pressure and just made 158 runs, and that was humiliating for sure, right? Winning against West Indies at Old Trafford and then Leicestershire game against Zimbabwe, we won. But and this after that, the Australia game, we made just 158 runs, and that was really humiliating for sure. Before we move on, interesting thing for all of you is that before the tournament started, some players signed up for an exhibition cricket tournament in the US. Okay, so they thought we would go to the UK for the World Cup. Then after a few matches, we'll straight away go to US. As I said, the initially players were not serious about ODI Cricket World Cup, right? So they thought it would be just a free paid holiday in the UK. I'm pretty much sure, but no one had imagined that what was going to happen in future. Anyways, adding insult to injury, we lost again West Indies now. Sir IVA, Isaac Vivian Alexander Richards, scored 119 runs in total of 282 for 9, and Indian batsmen just crumbled, and we were all out for 216 runs, and well beaten, man. Then suddenly everyone saw those wins as a fluke, but come on, it was not, right? We know this. Let's know what happened next. They were wrong, man. You know why? Then the Tunbridge happened. Tunbridge Storm game. India faced Zimbabwe in a virtual knockout at Tunbridge Wells in a match that went down in a cricketing folklore and trivia for several reasons. The match was played at a Tunbridge Wells ground. It's a small county cricket ground in Kent, very small. So we were 9 for 4 and soon to become 17 for 5. Yashpal Sharma, the best hitter of Indian team, departs. Then Haryana Hurricane came. Kapil Dev walked into bat, who just came from the Shah, and he was just joined Rajab Binny at that point of time, who made 22 runs, and India was 76 for 6. And then Ravi Shastri dismissal created a score of 78 for 7. But Madan Lal, the guy who bowled the first ball in the Cricket World Cup, 975, stayed with Dev to add 62 priceless runs. And then suddenly, when he got out, Syed Kirmani, the wicketkeeper, joined. You know what he said? You know what Kiribhai said? Kiribhai said, Capsi, we are in do or die situation, okay? We just cannot sit and die. You're the best hitter in the Indian team. I will take singles and will give you the strike. You will try to hit every delivery.
I looked into holding my towel. I looked through the window. I saw 17 for 5. And by the time, I don't know whether I had my shower or my breakfast, I was walking in. We were 8 down, and behind me was Ballu. And this story we heard after 25 years by Krishnamachari Shrikant. He expressed what all happened when our partnership was building up. I went up to Kapil and said, okay, listen, Kapil, we are in a do or die situation. You go for it, man, now. Every ball you got to hit. Hey, Kiri bhai, hamar ko 60 over khelni hai, he said, you know. I said, don't worry about it. I'll play 1 delivery, give you 5 deliveries, you go.
And then, dude, he scored 175 then, faced 138 balls, struck 16 fours and 6 sixes. And you know what? That inning went down to become one of the finest innings by any Indian batter in the world cricket. But why then? There have been many countless innings, incredible innings throughout the years we saw, right? But very few have managed to amaze and astonish in as many extraordinary ways. The World Cup knockout, a virtual knockout, a game that seemed lost within the first half hour, witnessed the greatest counter attack of all time. And also captain's knock with a score of 175 despite never having a century before. And let's not forget the astonishing 100 in partnership with the 9th wicket. This performance led the underdogs, who were written off by everyone, to the finals and ultimately to the victory in the World Cup, defying all odds, like I said, 60 to 61. It's crazy, right? The fact that there is no footage of this game only adds to its mystique and sensational folklore. It will be forever be a legendary tale, passed down from generation to generation, leaving us to imagine the impossible feat. And then, a senior journalist, very senior journalist, I asked Menon, you know what he said? He said, the more you look at this vintage, the more time goes by, the more you get to know it, the more equity builds in the innings. And as I said, there's no recording. Whoever saw got stuck with one thing. I was there. Damn, I'm envious now to those who actually saw that innings.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया से हारे थे, वेस्ट इंडीज़ से हारे थे, तो एक तरह से ये मैच बहुत ही क्रूशल था. तो जब हम लंदन से निकल रहे थे तो वानखाड़े, जो कि पुराने बीसीसीआई के प्रेसिडेंट थे, उन्होंने मेरे से कहा कि मान मैं मैच देखने आ रहा हूँ, मेरे लिए टिकट्स का इंतज़ाम कर देना. ठीक है, तो मैंने टिकट्स बुक करके वो टाइम के हिसाब से बाहर उनका इंतज़ार कर रहा हूँ. मैं उनका इंतज़ार कर रहा हूँ, यहाँ विकेटें गिर रही हैं. तो जब वो आए तो उनके साथ एक और साथी था, उसने कहा साहब देखो 17 for 5. तो उन्होंने कहा अरे टैक्सी रुक जाओ, शायद तुमको जल्दी जाना पड़ेगा. तो ला के उनको बिठा तो दिया मैं, लेकिन फिर भी वो जैसे कहते हैं ना कि वो एक्चुअली वो सिचुएशन में दे शुड हैव बीन एब्सोल्यूट पैनिक, वो नहीं था.
But truly, it was a World Cup victory that captivated the nation and ignited a passionate love affair with the sport. It was like a spark that turned into a wildfire, making cricket the new religion overnight. The effect we saw in the just next game against Australia, by the way. India won that Zimbabwe game, and then suddenly we are facing another virtual knockout against Australia. Batted chipped in, made 247 runs. India made 247 runs, and our trio, the pace trio that we have, Madan Lal, Roger Binny, and Valvinder Sandhu, were too hot to handle for Australia. And they were all out for 129 runs. And suddenly, India, against all odds, booked a berth in the semi-finals against England. Yeah, India went to semi-finals then to face England. England, the team of David Garver, Mike Getting, Bob Willis, the team who just lost one game in the total of 6 games. And England media, you know what they said? They said how wonderful final will be. England versus West Indies. They were not counting India, man. How the hell not? They were just crazy. But anyways, India derailed all the momentum, and England, who were 141 for 3 at one point, were bowled out for 213. That's it. And if you remember Kriti Azad, who got Ian Botham out with his London underground ball, right? Sunil and Chris Shrikant posted 46 runs opening partnership, and then Lala Amarnath, son, Mohinder Amarnath, having already worked his magic with the ball, made a difference with the bat as well. With an innings of 46 runs, half centuries from Yashpal Sharma and Sandeep Patil. There's an interesting story about that particular game. So as I said, Sandeep Patil came to bat, played amazing innings, made half century, and when only 2 runs were needed, the England captain Bob Willis sent all the fielders to cover the offside because at that time the crowd was used to come inside the field. Okay, so Sandeep chips the ball. What happened next? The batters, fielders, and umpires were running in the same direction towards the pavilion, which was crazy. What we are seeing now, we are in semi-finals. No, we cleared that. We are in finals now, and we are playing West Indies. And if you remember, 66 is 2-1 odds, right? After playing the bestest cricket, did every bit of thing which is important, but still, 66 is 2-1 odds are there. Okay, a quick break, so bear with us. Don't go anywhere. Stage was set, we are in lots, and 183 runs, right? 183. Not at all big total, right? But in 1983, 183 sounds challenging for sure. That green pitch, that atmosphere. And during the innings break, you know what Kapil Dev said? Team, if this is not a winning total, then it's definitely a fighting total. Well, we started well and we actually dismissed Gordon Greenwich when the score was just 5 runs. 5 runs for 1 wicket, then that 45-run partnership between Desmond Haynes and Vivian Richards. Sir IVA Richards. And again, IVA Richards, as I said, it looks like he took the game away from them as he smashed 7 boundaries, including 3 in an over of Madan Lal. India's faint World Cup hopes started to dwindle again. Then Madan Lal snatched the ball from his skipper from one more over, and as Kapil Dev later narrated, the best part about that dismissal was Madan Lal urged to ball that particular over. Kapil later recounted, Madan Lal literally snatched the ball from my hands and went on to bowl that over. When someone has so much confidence, you give in. It took a moment of sheer individual brilliance on the field to dismiss Richards, and then the way he was batting at that point of time, it definitely needed something spectacular from India to see his back. So Richard dismissed time, a pull shot, and Kapil, who was at mid-wicket, ran backwards to take a stunning catch, effortlessly, at deep square to dismiss the West Indies tailsman. Luck soon shone for India as skipper Big Cat Clive Lloyd injured his hamstring off the very first ball of his innings. He struggled to came to an end as he was dismissed in a tame fashion for 8. West Indies found themselves in an unfamiliar territory at 66 for 5. But then, there's some sort of a frickle happened. Jeffrey Dujon for 3-run stand with a Marshall. Malcolm Marshall only delayed that inevitable. But that, if you remember the last scene as Amarnath cleaned up the tail, India beat the mighty West Indies, the gentle giants, by 4-3 runs to script a history at Lords. And then we know this Amarnath, the player of the match. In the semi-finals, was awarded the player of the match in finals as well.
Well, this occasion will never come like so easy. Yes, we are going to celebrate. Drinks on the house, you can join us.
And the last thing, West Indies captain Clive Lloyd said at the press conference that Indian cricket has arrived and it's here to stay. And it stayed. Asia Cup, Benson Hedges World Championship, those words have proven to be prophetic for sure. My biggest cricket-related regret would not be watching that era for sure. Jeez, I wasn't born then. Can I get a time machine now? Yeah, man, I really want to go back and watch every bit of things happen with that Indian team, right? Benson Hedges Championship of Cricket, Asia Cup, as I said, and then how the first time we hosted the World Cup in 1987, that Reliance Cup. And what was the role of Indian politics? BCCI, PCB, IS Bindra, cricket administrator, one of the stalwarts of Indian cricket. NKP Salve, Congress leader, Jagmohan Dalmia, again the stalwarts of BCCI. And what was their role to bring the World Cup into India? We'll discuss everything. So just stay and glued yourself with Yard Battles.